Agent Smith. How it's like, so the humans, after everything happened to them, they end up in the machine. They're in the Matrix. They're all hooked up. There's breeding grounds that go on forever, right? Forever. And they've done this at least, like, they've done this 6 times, according to the architect fella. Right? So the architect says this is the 6th time with our buddy Keanu. 6 times. So it's about 600 years, let's just say. And in all that time, every single time, the one basically gets his code put back into the Matrix, and then everything basically gets reset. So Zion gets destroyed, and then he gets to choose, what is it, 27 humans or whatever, or 23 humans, right? To kind of restart everything. And that's what they've done 5 times. But then on the 6th time, instead, the same thing is going to happen. Zion's going to be destroyed. The war continues the same way. But instead of him just walking into that room and just changing it immediately, what happens? Instead, he goes to the machine city, which is, as he says, it looks as if it's made of light. And he walks into this light city, and this giant baby face talks to him. And then basically, what do? They reinsert him into the Matrix. He's all completely hooked up, right? That's what happens. And then what happens? While he's in there, he does a fight that everybody knows he's gonna lose. Even Smith says he's gonna lose. Let's watch that one again. And he sees it, but he chooses to do it anyway. Because I choose to, he says. Right? That's what he says. Because I choose to. Ah, man. And then what happens? He loses, so he goes in there with no way to win. And then Smith, his opposite, sticks his hand in, and then basically what? They cancel each other out, and psh, it's a huge deletion. Wow. Right? And everything gets basically what? Rebooted again. So the Matrix it starts over again, right? Everything returns to the way it was. Oh, if they want to be free, some of them be free, we'll let them go. But then there's this so-called quote-unquote peace that's going on. And then, yeah, I mean, I guess there's a 4th movie that kind of adds a few other layers into it, but the bottom line is that's how it ends. The machines and the humans, it's like, oh, this is the first time. It's like, how do we know? According to the machines, right? The programs that do nothing but lie to us, those things. And then, okay, taking the 4th movie. So the 4th movie, it's a little different, but they've changed the Matrix around. And the analyst, again, it's not a great term for anybody, but he figured out that basically humans want the comfort. So he found a way to make it easy for them to stay, and they have less people. And then he basically rebuilt the brains of Neo and Trinity. And we don't know if it's really completely them. Trinity did die at the end of the 3rd one there. And then Neo clearly died at the end of that one. Anyway. Or maybe he didn't. Maybe he just whatever. But anyway, they made the 4th one. And it just seems to me that the only way to know, because the big elephant in the room is, how would you know? Right? That's what Morpheus says at the beginning. Right? He says, what is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can see and taste and feel, then real is just electrical signals interpreted by your brain. And the question is, how would you know? It's like you get out of the Matrix. Oh, you're in the real world now. That's what he said. Welcome to the real world. That's what Morpheus said. Ah, man, I think Cypher was right. He really did trick everybody, right? He's so important, Morpheus, because he's the god of dreams. And you need a dream to keep people sedated, right? That's the whole deal, is that Morpheus gets Neo, and apparently in the original script of the Matrix, Neo was supposed to be one of a few of guys that Morpheus had thought was the one and that had died. So in the movie, of course, that's not what happened. He kind of alludes, oh, I've spent my whole life looking for you, and that's kind of where they leave it. But what really occurs to me is that the only way to really win at this game that they play is that, okay, you get out of the Matrix, right? You're in this real world that you're told, and it's just a hellish place, right? So hellish that people like Cypher want to go back, right? Like, who would want this, right? We want the easier life. We want the steak. We want to be important. We want to act. We want to just whatever, right? We don't want to eat goop and be cold all the time, right? It's a hell of an incentive not to want to go any further. And it's like, of course, they make it so bleak that, of course, this has to be the real world. And it never occurs to anybody, right? That the so-called real world with Zion and all that shit and Io, right? That's not real either. That's another level of control, because they already admit that it is, right? Zion was put there by the machines. The machines keep putting humans in there, and they breed and build all this stuff, and then they fight back and blah, 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 blah. And they just do it again. And they do this every 100 years or so, several generations of humans, and that's what it is. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. Like, it's weird enough the machines do it all, but if that's the truth, why would they do that? Right? You'd have to ask why, because they have to control the humans on the outside as well, allegedly. But what if they're not outside? What if this is another inception moment, right? A dream within a dream. You've been living in a dream world, said Morpheus. You've been living in a dream world, and this is the real world now. Why? Because Morpheus, the god of dreams, is saying so. That's why. And it just occurs to me that in the story, anyway, the only way I can see that they could know for sure, or at least get to the next thing, right? Because it's like, where do you go from there? You gotta because it's like, oh, they thought they're letting Smith win by letting Smith take Neo. But what if Neo never even went to the city? It's like, oh, well, allegedly, the machines would just kill all the humans in Zion, and then there would be a catastrophic failure and all the humans would die. That's according to the architect. And there'd be no humans, and the machines would have to subsist as a lower level of machine, whatever the heck that means. Hell and heck. Heck and hell. And Hecate is the god of witchcraft, isn't she? Titan of witchcraft. Anyway. Hella. Isn't that weird? Never thought of that. Hecate and Hela. Weird. Anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. Is that the only way to know if there's another level is to let this guy, Smith, win. He wanted to get out. He hated it. He wanted to get inside. He wanted it all to end. It's the smell. I feel like I've been infected by it. It's repulsive. You see, he had this genuine sort of disgust. And disgust can only happen if you have values. Because to have disgust in something, there has to be something that you find right or beautiful or appealing. And none of the other agents are like that, but just him. It's something, some part of you, right, Neo? Was downloaded into me, something copied or downloaded, who knows? What matters is that it happened for a reason. That's what he said. It happened for a reason. But he's still so short-sighted. Like, why would he go after Neo again? What is the point? It's as if he's been made, as he says, compelled to disobey. He has to be there. Smith has to be there in some way. It's like it's all because, of course, we know from the writer's point of view, there is another level. There's a third stage, and that's the area where we live. But what if in the story that they write, there's another level past it? What if humans are still asleep? The machines. Why would they do it all? It's like even when we write these machines that have quote unquote gone to war with us, they're not like, how could they be sentient? Right? Think about that, right? They're can openers and toasters. They can make the AI as much as they want. It's just clockwork at the end of the day. How could the machine, like, what are they doing after humans are gone, right? Think about that. It's like they don't exist without us. And the machines, they then create AI programs like Smith. And these things seem to, quote unquote, work with us or work against us. Nothing can be trusted. In our own world, everything's a lie. So anyway, the only way to win, or the only way to see if there's another level, would be to let Smith spread through the city as he spread through the Matrix. Neo said they could not stop him. Why would he say that? What indication was there that they couldn't? They could have just shut down the Matrix, right? Couldn't they? Oh, it's in all the humans. So the only way to win, it's like they put him in there knowing. Like, what was Neo gonna do? Punch Smith until he stopped? I'm gonna stop Smith by punching him. He's got 1 billion of himself. But I'm gonna fight the one powerful one. And when I punch him to the ground, that's what we'll do. Like, what's the goal here, guys? It doesn't seem like Neo had a goal. I can stop him, he said. He was always gonna get reinserted into the Matrix. It's just he didn't do the one door. The machines are like, man. And remember, the connection is that he's not attached to his species as much as the other 5 ones before him, right? Neo is attached to Trinity. He worships the woman. There's got to be a message there, huh? Anyway, let's just stop it there. But yeah, Smith, the only way to know for sure is to let Smith spread through the city and risk. Yeah, you have to risk it. All right, they gave multiple ways to not let humans die en masse. Why would the machines allow that? It's like they're always moving us in a certain direction. Smith is the hero of the story. And Neo is the pawn that allows evil to win. Think about that. It's like what? The machines make it in such a way that they have to survive. So they enslave us in such a way, in so many ways, that we need them. And then, quote unquote, they need us. Because we scorch the sky. Mutually assured destruction. Yeah, Matrix 4 was bad.